Guys, so in previous video we talked about cache components and I showed you the project. So right now I'm going to show you how to make your React component functions, page and file cacheable with use cacheTag directive. So first what you need to do is you need to enable cache components in your next config file. And yeah, so here is a quick example, like file level cache, you add this at the top level of the file, component level cache, you add this inside of the component, and function level cache, you add this uh, inside the function. So let's get into it. I have this project that we talked about earlier. We have this home page, this static page. We go to this example page here. In previous video I show you here about there was also one section this cached items. So this is the items data that is coming from the external API like JSON placeholder, and we also had below these items we have this section recommendation that is showing recommendation based on user preference. So we get user preference from a cookie value, but this is some for the upcoming videos, so we are going to talk about this. So right now we are going to be focused on this here items. So in previous versions, so first of all let's go into this items folder. So we here have this React server component. We are calling this server action get items, and we get items. We pass this as a props to item list and we map through them, and we have also item card here where we are displaying these cards. We have like different types of here, like item, cache, recommendation, details. You will see this in the upcoming videos. And yeah, so right now this is not cached component. So since we enabled in next config file here cache components true, this means that every route is dynamic by default. So in previous version, for example, if I would be on this home page and I would go to example page, and as you see here, data is fetching, I will get the result. The result would be, and this page would be cached. When I would go back here and come back again, the next time example page would be like instant, like this. You will get the data served from cache and it will be fast and everything. So as you see here, this getting items was locked when we were on the example page. If I go back again, this is not going to be cached because, like I said, since we enabled cache components, this is dynamic by default. So if I go back again, you see this is fetching again. We see this logged here. So this is coming actually from this function here, console log. We are going to talk about this in a second. So yeah, so this is the whole point of cached components. Every route is dynamic by default unless we explicitly set something to be cached, page, function, or component. So that's like the whole point. So we are the one in control what is going to be cached. So it's not cached by default like it was in previous versions. So like I say earlier, if we have some React server component like this and the fetching is happening, we have some dynamic data that is not included in the static shell. We need to wrap this in suspense boundary. We have here like this fallback. This is item skeleton, basic stuff. So we need to do something like this, or we need to make this component cacheable with a directive use cache. So if I, for example, comment this out suspense, and we have this dynamic data that is happening here. So this component here, items, is not cached at all. And if I refresh the page, you will see an error happening. So as you see here, issue, and you see this route example uncached data was accessed outside of suspense. So this is expected. So in order for this to not happen, we need to add suspense, or we need to make this component cached. So we can do simply with just use cache here. If I do this right now, if I refresh the page, you'll see right now nothing happens. So it's sufficient to just add this. I don't even need this. I mean, it will work, but yeah. So I just wanted to show you this. So we here are caching this component here. So this is caching this response. So let's get into this get items server action. So in this get item server action, I will delete this because we will add this later. This get item server action, we just have simply this console log. We have some simulate delay where we are simulating delay of 2 seconds. So we have this util function that by default have 2 seconds delay. We can pass some other value if we want, and then we are returning mutable data. So what we are doing here exactly is we are importing these items from the data. We have 24 items here. We have 6 different categories and 4 items per category. So we have like art, wellness, food, urban, outdoors, technology, and food, and yeah. So we are importing this, we are selecting the first row, we are creating copy of this, and then we are making this as a mutable data. So we are going to mutate this and create some kind of API, like fake API. So we're just going to play around with this. So we have this get items server function. We are importing here, like I said. So what we are going to do next, so we have something that's called cacheTag. The cacheTag function allows you to tag cache data for on-demand invalidation. By associating tags with cache entries, you can selectively purge or revalidate specific cache entries without affecting other cache data. So what I'm going to do this here, I'm going to tag this component with a specific tag that's called items. So what this means that I can invalidate on demand. I can actually invalidate this component, so I can purge this cache and like refetch and show the fresh data on demand. So because I added this tag. So here in these items also I want to add some console log, so you could see like that this is running like items component level cache. So we are on the example page. On the example page we have these items. As you see here, we have these items, and then we have this badge here, or this little tag here that's saying cache. In this you would see this in development mode. So this is integrated. This is coming from the cache. So this is not coming from a server. So this means that it's hitting the cache. So if I refresh this right now, you would see like getting items. So this is coming from cache, items component level cache. So this is also coming from a cache component. So yeah, right now here I have this buttons here. So these are cache control buttons. So let me just show you what is what. So I have this update cache tool. This is for these cached items that we are going to use later. I have revalidate cache that actually use revalidate tag here. This is known from other versions, and we have this update tag. So this is something that was introduced in Next.js 16. So update tag allows you to update cache data on demand for specific cache tag from within server action. So this function is designed for read your own write scenario. So this will update in and show user the updated data instantly. So we have these actions. We have update items cache. So this is this one. This is update items component. We have update already cache items. So this is cached items components. We commented this out. We have revalidate tag. I will show you what's the difference between revalidate tag and update tag. and we can revalidate back. So right now what we are doing, we also have this delete item. Here we are deleting the data, checking if the data is already deleted, and then we are adding this item into deleted data for soft delete here, and we are filtering this out from mutable data array. And in normal scenario I would actually on delete invalidate the tag, but I just want to show you like what happens if I just delete. This will still be served from the cache, and then on demand we would actually invalidate the tag. So let's get here. So this is a component level cache. Let's say that right now I delete this, and let's say, as you see, item successfully deleted. If I, for example, refresh this page, you will see everything is serving still from the cache. So cache is still serving from the cache. Cache is not invalidated or updated or anything. You see items, component level cache, getting items, everything is fine. If I click this update cache, which is this here, update tag items, if I click this will happen. So as you see, this is filtered out. This runs again, items, component level cache, getting items, logs again, and it's serving from the cache. So when I invalidated the cache, this was invalidated, so it's logging again, and this is logging again. In the production build, you will not see this. This is just for the development mode, so you see what is happening. In production build, you will just see this. Okay, so this is happening on the component level. So we invalidated the component, and since this was not cached on the function level scope, this is also running, and this console log is also running. But let's say right now that I am also going to cache this get items component. So let's say get cache get items function. And right now I'm going to update these buttons here. Update items cache, this is going to update cache component, and this update cache I'm going to update items function. And I'm going to go into these control buttons here, and I'm just going to name this update function. So you get the idea. So right now this component cached, these components items is dependent on this value here. So we are if something invalidates here, if data changes here, then this is going to be invalidated also, which is logical. But if this invalidates here, the function here is not going to do anything. It's going still going to serve the cached data, because this is cached also on the function level scope. So for example, if here right now, so like I said, this update cache, right now we change this, so this is updating the component level, and this is updating the function level. So for example, if I just update cache right now, this is going to run, and this is going to be served from the cache, as you see here. Items component level cache, as you see here, and this is serving from the cache, getting items. If I click update function right now, then both these console logs are going to run, console log getting items and also this items component level cache. You see, items component level cache, getting items. So like I explained, this component data is dependent of this server action, and if something changes here, this is also going to be invalidated. So also we can do, like I said, page level cache. We can do use cache tag example page, and example page level cache. So right now this whole page here is cached. Let's just update our actions, and instead of this revalidate here tag, we are going to add example page. Update tag example page, and we are going to update this into our validate path. I think that is okay. Revalidate cache. Okay, home. Update home. Okay, so we have update cache. We have this update function, and we have this update home. So let's get into this here. So right now what we have, this example page level cache. So this is cached with this tag example page. We have this component here which is cached with items tag, and we have this function here which is tagged with items function. So logically, if for example I update home here, I click this, the only thing that is going to run, as you see here, is example page level cache. So this is going to be invalidated. This is still cached, and function here is still cached, so they are going still to serve data from the cache memory. If, for example, I update a function, let's say update a cache component here, let's say like this, update cache. So what is happening? This is going to run, and this is going to run, because this is dependent of this, but this action here and this console log is not going to run, like in previous case. So as you see, example page level cache, items component level cache. And if I do this one, update function, as you see here, then we are going to see all three: example page level cache, items component level cache, getting items, like I explained earlier. So this is dependent on these items components dependent on this result here, and if we invalidate here, this changes, this invalidates, and this invalidates. So I just wanted to show you that. Also, we have about page here, and in about page what we are going to do, we can also do page level cache here, about page level. And let's say, for example, that we want to create export, so async function helper example, and let's say that we want to create helper about example here. So what is going to be cached here is inside this page about page. Yeah, we need to make this asynchronous because we are using this use cache, so we need to add keyword async. So we are caching this whole page and every component inside this page and every function there. If they have their own scope and their own level cache, that's something else. So we are caching this here, and we have, for example, this helper function or whatever. If, for example, I import this helper example here in example page here, let's say that I import this, we are going to comment this out, await helper example. We are going to import this, and this helper example, we have this console log helper about example. So as you see here, this is running every time, so this is not serving from the cache. If, for example, I refresh right now, you see helper about example, helper about example. So this is not cached, even though this page is cached, this helper is not cached. So if we want to cache everything inside one file, we will need to do something like this, like file level cache. Use cache at the top of the file, and that's it. Right now, this function is also cached. If I go here, I refresh this whole page. As you see here, helper about example is coming from the cache. So everything inside this file right now, including page, helpers, whatever you export from here, would be cached. So yeah, that would be that. So this is a file level cached. What is shown you earlier, this is a page level cache, everything inside the page. We have I showed you like component level cache here, and I showed you like a function level cache and how they work. So in the next video, I'm going to show you and talk about update tag, revalidate path, um, and maybe cache life, or I would add this as a separate video. But yeah, so see you in the next one.